guys? Kairos from Kairos MMA. Y'all know who I am. Anyway, let's talk about UFC London. Darren Till versus Jorge Masvidal. We'll start there. Darren Till, people have been acting like this guy is a behemoth, a giant, if you will, a gorilla, better yet. They're acting like his size is so much larger than Jorge Masvidal that he doesn't stand a chance. And I'm sorry, you all are mistaken. Jorge Masvidal is 5'11". Darren Till is 6 feet tall. Darren Till has a 74-inch reach. Jorge Masvidal, 72. They're very much the same size. Sorry if you guys think there's that much discrepancy between their sizes. They're similar dimensions. Jorge Masvidal can cut to 155 pounds. That's the only difference. Darren Till struggles to get to 170. So yes, as far as weight is concerned, there's a sizable advantage there, but I don't think it's more than 20 pounds, and that's normal in MMA. There are a lot of people who cut 30, 40. Some people have cut 50 pounds. Daniel Cormier walks around at probably 260-something pounds. He has to cut down to get to heavyweight. Think about that for a second. And he fights at 205 pounds, or at least he did. Moving on. Darren Till, he has incredible striking, as we all know. Great world-class Muay Thai fighter / kickboxing fighter. Great. You UK fans know everything about him. Let's talk about Jorge Masvidal. He has always fought the tough fighter in each division, each organization, each everything. He's fought people in backyards. He's fought people in pools. He's fought people at baby showers. He's fought people in any means necessary. Probably in the courtroom too, but we don't know that. Anyway, he has an incredible background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, though. I want to point that out. He has competed in North American provinces and as well as South American organizations like the NAGA, FGA. They are submission grappling organizations, and he does well in it. He medaled in one of them. He won. Like, his pedigree with BJJ is something that we have to look into, because if he is going to win this fight, I believe it's going to be by submission. There's no way he's going to win a decision in the UK. Not a chance. Michael Bisping beat Dan Henderson, even though Dan Henderson was ragdolling him for 5 straight rounds. Michael Bisping's face was falling off, and he still won that fight. So the UK fans don't care. They don't care. So if Jorge Masvidal wins this fight, it's got to be by submission. An X factor is his chin. He has fought at 170 pounds, and he has only been finished one time. And I believe it was like close to 10 years ago, and it was an early stoppage. And he's fought guys like Paul Daly, fought guys like Cowboy. He has fought some tough people, and his chin has stood the test of time. It really has. X factor for Darren Till, the judges. Keys to victory for Darren Till, survive. If this man can survive, it's going to be a great night for him, because no matter what he does, he's going to win. Jorge has to finish this fight. That being said, I think Darren wins by decision. There's too much in his back pocket for him to lose this fight. If he loses this fight, man, I don't know nothing. Gunnar Nelson versus Leon Edwards. Looking at Leon Edwards, a lot of people say he has some basic striking. And I believe that's an accurate statement from the standpoint of this. Let me expand upon that. He does the basics very well. He's not going to blow you away with some hyperactive 360, 720 spinning technique or some sliding breakdancing kick off the ground. He's going to do the basics well. He's going to tire you out, and he's going to probably finish the fight. If not, he's going to skate away with the decision. You saw that when he beat Cowboy. He beat Vicente Luque, and he beat a few other guys who were very technical. And that being said, let's look at Gunnar Nelson, though. Gunnar Nelson is a unicorn when it comes to his pedigree and where he's from. He's from Iceland. He has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. 2nd-degree black belt under Renzo Gracie. Not too many people in Europe have great grappling skills. Typically, the hotbeds for grappling are South America and Brazil. You have Cuba, you have America, Russia, and I'm sorry if I'm missing out any other places, but those I think are the first places that come to your mind when you think of strong grappling places. And Gunnar Nelson has that. He also has decent striking. Sometimes he relies on that, and that gets him into trouble. You saw that in the Ponzinibbio fight. But nevertheless, watching how Leon Edwards acts on camera, I think is a very ego-driven person. And that's exactly why he loses this fight. I think he's going to have success early on striking against Gunnar Nelson. Maybe he gets a knockdown. Maybe he has a few significant strikes. But for some reason, I see Gunnar Nelson getting dropped and him thinking, I got 3 submissions on my record. I got 2 rear naked chokes and an arm triangle. I'm going to get down there and submit him. And boom! Automatic loss. Submitted. Reversed. Embarrassed in front of your home country. I think Gunnar Nelson somehow goats him into getting on the ground, or he willingly goes down there and gets submitted almost instantaneously. And if he doesn't, it's death by 1,000 cuts, because Gunnar Nelson's going to pound him out on the ground, pause, and he's going to end up either submitting him or probably finishing him by strikes. Yeah, I got my notes. I do my research. I do this for y'all. This is why they pay me millions of dollars. Next fight, Volkan Oezdemir, Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes is the best athlete in the UFC. There are a lot of people who say, oh, we have great athletes. He's not the best athlete. He is the best athlete, the most athletic in the UFC. And by that I mean you can put him in different sports or different scenarios whereby you test his fitness and he's going to succeed. You put him on a mountain, he's probably going to be the fastest person up that mountain. He's explosive. He played D1. I think he was at Stony Brook or a school of that caliber. It was either FCS D1 or a D2 program, but he was an All-American there. Incredible athlete, one of the best athletes we have in there. Volkan Oezdemir, he's a very good fighter. He's had a 2-fight skid against Anthony Smith and Daniel Cormier. Those are 2 title challengers, world-class competition. So there's nothing to hang your head about there. But he's coming off of 2 skid losses, and I feel like his style as far as finishing fights early and starting off hot might end up being his downfall for this fight. Yes, that's who he is. But I think Dominic Reyes, because he has such great cardio, because he has a great style as far as pushing the pace, grinding out decisions, forcing you to fight in a telephone booth, if you will, it's going to be hard for Volkan to come out with this fight. I think if Volkan wins, it's got to be in the first round. Dominic Reyes is really great with his wrestling, so I think he just needs to weather the storm early on, force Volkan to wrestle, and I think he comes out with this win on top. I'm going to say he wins by decision. I think Volkan Oezdemir, although he's great fighting inside the octagon, and he's also won some fights out of the octagon, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think Dominic Reyes wins by decision. Unanimous decision. Next page, guys. Bear with me. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Same page. Deal with it. Nathaniel Wood versus Jose Quinez. Yes, I had to look down to say his name, and you'll realize why in a second. Jose Quinez, 29 years old, 4-fight winning streak, but the guy fights once a year, okay? He was a tough veteran, which is the ultimate fighter. I think he was on like Tough Latin America. Listen, try and Google this guy and look up his fights. You can't do it because he fights so seldomly. I spent hours looking this guy up. Who is he? No disrespect, but I'm sorry. The internet just doesn't like you. That being said, Nathaniel Wood is one of my favorite bantamweights rising in the division right now. He has incredibly great movement, which you don't see a lot nowadays. He's very agile, athletic. He can mix it up. He can strike. He can submit. He submitted Yuri Alcantara by, I believe it was a Darce choke. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was a Darce choke. And before that, he was absolutely outclassing him everywhere. Like, he's a talented guy. He's gonna do some work here. He has great cardio too, and he's well-rounded. I think he's gonna win by decision. I think Jose Quinez's 4-fight winning streak, even though he barely ever puts on the line, ends today. Now, we're almost done, fellas. We're almost done. Danny Roberts versus Claudia Silva. Who are these people? I'm sorry. Danny Roberts, he's defeated Nordine Taleb, which is a great veteran, notable win to beat. Nordine Taleb is a tough veteran. He's been on that show like 3 or 4 times. But as far as I'm concerned, they're the same size, same reach. He fights in a telephone booth as well. He's been the hammer and the nail in his fights. So that's a great asset to have. I think he wins. This Claudio Silva guy, he's on a 12-fight winning streak. Yes, you guys could say that's impressive, this, that, a third. Not a lot of information on him. And he hardly ever fights. He's had situations where he has fought 4 years ago. Like, this is going to catch up to you. Danny Roberts beats you. He either beats you by TK on the first round, or I'm going to say it goes to the second round. I'm sorry, Claudio. This winning streak is done for you. Jack Marshman, versus John Phillips. Coin flip, because we don't know who these guys are. John Phillips, first round KO. I'm sorry. I think he has a great chin. That's what I've looked at. I've seen some of his fights, seen his record. He has a great chin, and he has knockout power. So we'll just go with John Phillips. He probably gets it done in the 3rd round. It's going to be a bloody war because they both come to fight. And yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I got to get my followers up. I got to get my notoriety up. You know, the paycheck, $100,000 bonus is coming from my 38th subscriber. So, you know, holla at your boy. So, shameless plug.